Hello, it's Randy Duck. I'm back again for another video. This time we've got 3 replays for you in the Tier 9 Italian medium tank, the Standard B. This was actually the first game I had in the tank, and I must admit, a bit from my experience of playing the heavy tanks and the Tier 8 before this, Texture Tier 8 before this, I wasn't really looking forward to it, to be honest with you. And I kind of went into it with the mindset that I'm probably not going to like the tank, and surprisingly I don't know, it wasn't half as bad as I thought it was going to be. Actually, I heard like a few things about it, and the people like didn't really like the reload, etc., and I can understand why. But I think because I went into into getting the tank and I'm not going to like it, when I actually played it I was like, you know what, it's not actually that bad, you know, especially now with the obviously the increased RMG. So well, I say increased, just back to how it should be, rather than the NAF one they had before. So now you actually hit for what you should hit. So yeah, so I must say I was sort of surprised that I didn't think it was that bad. Basically, you know, it's not the best out there by a long shot, but I sort of enjoy it. So Cliff, this is one of those maps where I sort of like Cliff, but it's very situational, just because a lot of the time your team play it so poorly, it kind of ruins the map, because a lot of time you'll just get your whole team sit down the 1-2 line, especially from this spawn, and you're just like, well, what is the point, you know, of playing when people are going to do that, especially when you're behind at like J1. You often get heavy tanks like E100s and oh god, IS7s are sitting at the back, and honestly, if you're doing that, I mean, it's you might as well play a different game. It's just the meta is just awful. But when this map gets to play, you know, you actually sort of take the sort of key areas of the map, it's quite a decent little map. So as I say, it was pretty much it was me and this heavy which took the position into the bowl. We did manage to take it uncontested. We got a few, as you saw, that Waffy 100. I don't know what he was doing earlier, tried to take it away from me, but we managed to take him out, made short work of the independent Panzer, and we sort of won this area now. The one sort of concern I have, you'll notice after every time I shoot, I don't like to stay here, because the artillery is a really easy shot for you, so that's something you have to bear in mind. It makes me play this a little bit cautiously, because there's been many of times I've been one shot by RT in that position, but that's just the nature of the beast. So I decided that it was too much for me to poke around the other side, so I'm going to go this way to see if I can help out my team a little bit. Unfortunately, I get a little, well, yeah, a mixture of not letting it shot fully aim, but I missed those shots and it's a bit of bad luck. Now we do have this medium coming behind us, but I was kind of I was waiting for him basically to come all the way around, so that now I'm going to turn and I do have to deal with him. But I've decided that I'm just going to, yeah, it's just here. So I tried to turn around, and I think he gets shut down by our friendly tank. Yes, he does. And now you can see quickly this game is getting away from us a little bit. We've got sort of 2,000 damage, 1,600 assistance, but you can see me desperately rushing now to try and get to, because we know where they are. They're all going to be camping in their spawn, and I want to get there first because I want the assistance. So that's why you see me rushing to try and get the spots, so I can try and get the assistance off my team. Basically, we've seen this waffle. We're going to put 2 shots into him, and then we're going to pull back. Like I say, it is one of those ones where you probably should keep firing the clips, and maybe I'm a bit guilty of doing that sometimes, which can cost you a lot of damage in the end. But also, this was my first game in the tank. It's sort of situational when you decide to use it. At this point, I was kind of thinking the damage is going to go really quickly, because you can see how we're sort of taking full control of the map. That's why I'm putting in these extra shells. We've got one into the 4, we set them on fire, we wanted to kill, so we're going to finish them off there, putting us up to more respectable damage. Now we've seen this waffle, I really want to jump on top of him. I'm just waiting for the opportunity. It has to be done. We get a direct hit there, and that increases our damage quite nicely. And now, yeah, there's 3 tanks left. I'm just going to try and spot them up. That's why I'm rushing straight in. It means I'm picking up a little bit more assistance. I can eat a shot off of this heavy tank, so I'm just going to push around, let him shoot me because he's going to die really quickly. Now this shot, that was really poor. I don't know, I went for the lower plate there. That was never going to pen. I should have just carried on driving around like there and got a shot into his side. And like I say, this game's done, isn't it? There's just 1 tank left. It's the Fun Police in the corner of the map. We're going to try and get a shot into him. Hopefully get 1 more shot of damage in before he gets taken out, which we do. Now this is the thing, had I been a little bit more careful with my shooting on that other heavy tank, I might have been able to finish this artillery off. Unfortunately I dumped my clip, so the reload's so long when you were down to your final shell, but I wasn't able to. But nevertheless, that's it for the first one. Quite a nice little quick fast-paced replay. You can see we've got 4 kills, 5,300 damage, 2,000 assistance. Yeah, the ace tanker, high caliber, so a pretty decent game. But that's it for the first replay of the video, and if you bear with us, we'll see you in a bit for the second replay. Okay, so we're back for number 2, and this time we got Westfields. It's on the not so, well, it's all good, isn't it? But not as good side, you know, it's not the spawn we wanted. We wanted the other spawn, but nonetheless, it is Westfields, and we do like Westfields. Probably quite a good map in theory for this tank. Lots of places where you can go to use your camo. So I'm going to start off by going to basically, you know, to spot the cross essentially from this side, which isn't always as effective. It can still work, but I think sort of as I'm sort of heading up this way, it's kind of getting a sense that no one else wants to come with me, which is probably gonna render this sort of position a bit useless because we're gonna have no support even if we do spot stuff. So I really need to think about now relocating, but what I do want to do while I'm here is I'm going to try and spot anyway, just so I can see if I can get a gauge of like how many tanks have gone this way, because you know, otherwise we wouldn't have that intel, because our light tank hasn't done it. So I thought, well, I might as well have a look, and by the looks of it I've only spotted 1 tank. I did get lit up as well, so I'm just trying to basically, you know, just dodge now, just try and get out of dodge. And the second I lost my spot, I'm just going to have to abandon this side of the map and worry about it later, because we've got no support, so there's nothing we can do. So we're going to meet up basically with the rest of our team and try and, you know, just deal with the fight that side, I guess, really, and then worry about the base later on, because that other side is just a bit irrelevant at the moment, which is a shame we've got no support, but it is just, you know, it is what it is. So this is a tier 10 game, by the way. I think it's fairly balanced, but it is a tier 10 game, and there is obviously 1 Fun Police in the game, which is someone you have to worry about, especially when you're fighting over this side. You can sort of get shot at by the Fun Police. So obviously we do have a lot of our team here. What you'll probably find is you'll get a lot of their team camping nearer their base on that sort of ridge, waiting to get shots when you poke over the hill. So I'm going to try and deal with the stuff in front of us first, and yeah, then go from there. You can see our light tanks just forcing in across their base for some reason now. Probably trying to do God's work, but it's not going to work. So we're moving around now. These tanks, and you know, this Inferno, these tanks in front of me, they're my priority. This IS-4, he has taken a really annoying position, because it's basically going to. He's just going to keep his spot up. You see, well, he's taking his position, so I want to try and get rid of him as quickly as I can. But you know, he's got a lot of hit points to get through, and it's going to be difficult. But he's just going to keep us lit there, so he's a real problem. He is the person I need to kill now, as well as this pesky Vanguard that keeps driving around, little vermin like they are, doing vermin Vanguard things. I think honestly at this point I might hate Vanguards more than I do artillery. They're just so annoying. They just encourage bad playstyle that gets unpunished, unfortunately. We're going to try and get a shot here. We do trap him off. We're going to see if we can finish him. It looks like he had his repair kit, so he's got away, but he's on a sliver of a health now. RTD is helping us put the punish into this IS-4. Unfortunately, then does get shot down by the IS-4. And like I say, I need to kill this Vanguard to kill this IS-4 because I can't really progress the game at the moment. And he's going to keep our team lit, keep me lit, and Fun Police are just going to keep shooting into us. So I need to try and do my part to get as much damage in as I can. I'm trying to get him as low health as I can to encourage our team just to go in on him. So I've got 2 shots in there. I didn't want to take a 3rd shot, so I pulled back, rushed that shot, and unfortunately I ended up bouncing. We're gonna have to, now we have dumped our clip, but like I say, these are the times where it's sometimes you choose when you dump your clip, and it made sense for me to do that because I'm trying to kill basically a tank which is in a key area of the map. So I wanted to get him as low as possibly could to encourage our team to go in and finish him off. So we into sort of a potential 2 shot for us now, but unfortunately we missed the 1st shot, we penned the 2nd shot, and now we're just hoping to get shut down by our friendly team, which he does. So this is a bit, a bit of a close one at the moment, isn't it? It's quite even. The enemy are up by 1 tank, and as you notice, obviously we've got no one near our base really, apart from that 1 TD. So I am expecting something to come down there. There's going to be at least a couple of tanks. There always is, so I've got to bear that in mind that I might have to go back and defend the base. But for the time being, I'm going to see if I can get any damage from this area. See if I can poke up and shoot any of the guys which are camping. There is a 1-shot TD which I'd love to be able to take him out because they've got a very nasty gun. But I'm not really feeling it. I feel like I'm going to get lit and I'm going to either get shot by the artillery or whatever's there which I can't see. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to leave this area. I don't fancy that battle. I don't fancy fighting there. I think it's going to end badly for me. I have the mobility to move around, so I've noticed that there is tanks in our base. I'm going to go back and try and deal with them and even up the numbers a little bit because the enemy are sort of 2 up at the moment, and then we can go back and sort of deal with that later on. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to try and help out our light tanks. He's engaging 2 tanks here. It looks like he could use the support. As well as I want to try and get the damage. We see this forcing, we get a shot in, take him out. There's 1 sort of friendly full health tank now. We're just going to go and try and take him out. We know most of the enemy team are near defending their base, so there's a good chance this guy's by itself. And I'm hoping we can just go in and just between me and this tier 100, deal with this guy pretty easily. And then just move on. Because I say it's quite a close game. We're sort of moving around. We've got a bit of an angle, trying to get a shot into him. I've only got 800 hit points. I don't really want to eat the shell off of this guy. But there we go. We take him out, and now we've got an opportunity to go back where more things have progressed since we were last in that last location. And you can see the medium tank, I believe the TD's moved up to engage our tanks on the hill. So now that's sort of moved up, because if I was sort of sitting there, they might never end up moving really. So now we've got an opportunity, more things have happened, and I sense, it's easier for me to come and get a bit more damage. But I do want to get there as quick as I can, because I don't want to lose too many more tanks, because this game we could quickly get outnumbered. It's in the balance, isn't it? Which is nice in itself. I always enjoy playing the games, which I'm sure most people do, where you actually got to play, you got to fight. It's not just like you waffle stomping an enemy team. There's no fun in that. Or likewise, your team's getting ruffle stomped and you're just fighting to get your damage out. That's just no fun. I like to have to try and think how to win the game. Just Spencer feels like you actually are playing the game then that way. So we are down again. Like I say, it's been sort of in the balance the whole game, but we're going to try and move around now and see if we can help out our team, get a different angle. We're going to use this sort of position up here, which is quite decent. It's quite easy for artillery to shoot you here, but also get nice shots like you see there. We do manage to take out that TD, which has a very nasty sort of 850 alpha gun, so it's good to take him out. But there's this iron rain which we don't want to get clipped out, so we've got to be a little bit careful. We managed to get a shot in through his turret, and we're just going to keep using this position. Like I say, they've moved up now, so it means we've got more opportunities, but we've got to really make sure you know, our shots count at this moment. I don't really want to be missing shots because it is getting a little bit dicey. We'll now obviously one tank up, but quickly goes back down to a 3-3. So we're going to move in. We know this Iron Rain is dumped this clip, so we don't have to worry about him shooting us. He gets shut down by our friendly TD, and now I'm going to put the rest into this waffle and then just get out of there because I'm reloading. I think as that happens, a waffle shuts down our friendly TD. So I'm now in a 1 versus 2 situation. Gets me in this waffle. The waffle is a 2-shot to me, so I could just reload, go back and kill the waffle. But what I've decided is there's always that risk element if I do that, because there's the artillery in the game. The waffle could get 1 shot into me and then he can finish me off, or I could just get 1 bomb by the artillery. So I think I've got really no need to take that risk. I can do I think my best thing for me to do is I'm going to go and try and take out the artillery, and then that should draw the waffle into me as itself, because it'll see me, you know, killing his tank, and then I can go back and deal with him. Because if I'm just dealing with a waffle by itself, it's going to be no problems, considering he's a 2-shot to me, so I can eat a shot then clip him out. But as I'm going to do my plan, I get spotted by the waffle, and that is kind of, you know, made my situation to change. We can try and get a shot into him. We do. He's now 1 shot. We're going to try and finish him off. Unfortunately, he's got into cover, and I sort of, yeah, that shot doesn't work. So now I'm in a bit more of a situation now, because I'm lit. He knows where I am. The artillery knows where I am, and I still don't know where that dastardly fun place is. So I'm a little bit concerned that he's just going to come around the corner and shotgun me, or that he's got shots on me. So I'm trying to stay close to this church, just so, you know, he's got better, you know, it's more likely that he's going to miss me. So I don't know where he is, and that is a problem. So I'm a little bit concerned here. I need to try and either kill the artillery or the waffle as quick as I can. So we're going to see if we now lost a spot, see if we've got an opportunity to take this waffle out. Fortunately for me, he's moved down. We take him out, and now we're just running to make sure we don't get shot. But then we do spot the artillery. He fired a shot and missed, so we know now. You see me doing a little nod. He's dead. He knows he's dead. There's nothing he can do. He's dropped his clip. It's game over. We're going to send him to jail this time. Doing a little nod as a, you know, just to say we've killed him. And yeah, that's it for that one. So like I say, not the biggest of games. It's a decent game, but I felt it was quite a nice one, because we had to sort of, not just the standard, yeah, just a waffle to stomp really. So yeah, ace tanker, 5,000 damage. We did get 5 kills, a little bit of assistance. Not your typical Westfield, but yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. And if you say but, we've got one more replay for you. Okay, so here we are on the last replay of the video. Now we're on Himmelsdorf Encounter Battle, so it's not really, you know, the ideal map for this tank really. It's one of those ones we're all going to get fighting at the top of the hill, and it's not really the type of fight where you have the opportunity just to slowly sort of get your damage off basically. Damage can go quite quickly. So yeah, not really the ideal map for this tank, but we're going to make it work. So we're going to go straight up to the top of the hill, and yeah, see what we can do. Generally, you do just get the big old brawl up there. What I'm going to do is go sort of straight to the left and see if I can spot anything, because obviously I'm going to beat my team. I'm quite a quick tank, so I'm going to beat most of my team up to the hill. I'm going to try and spot the middle first. Just because otherwise you get so many tanks just playing in one location, you'll get in each other's way. So I'm going to use my speed of my tank to see if I can get any shots over here. And we spot the back chat. Well, the back chat gets spotted in the middle. So while he's running about, we're going to try and get a few shots into him. We get one in, but then I didn't get the vibe, but I wanted to overpeak just in case I got a shot from something camping, sort of covering the back chat. But my team's pushing around now, so we're going to push straight round and take out these guys that were pushed in early, and yeah, just make sure we win the hill, because generally we're going to have a good chance of winning the game if we do that. So we take out the Ho-Ho. Like I say, we've got so many of our tanks here that I'm sensing the damage doesn't go right quickly, so I am just going to dump my whole clip, because otherwise he might be dead before I reload anyway. But yeah, as it stands, he hasn't actually been killed yet, but he's on like 40 hit points anyway. So I think I did the right thing dumping my full clip in that engagement. Now, I was just going to keep pushing down the hill, but I thought, you know what, most of my team's going to go that way. I've got the mobility to catch up, so what I'm going to do is just spend a little bit more time now I've run the hill, getting a few shots of the guys down the bottom, just bumping up my damage before I then move off the hill. So we get one shot in. At this point, I'm just, any time a shot's coming in, I'm not waiting for my full reload, just because, like I say, I had the vibe that damage could go. But now I've got sort of 2 shots in. There's a few more tanks, and I'm hoping to get some more shots in. We get one in. We're going to try and get another one into CS59, which we do, putting us up to 2k damage. And now we're going to move straight down the hill. Because, like I say, we've got the mobility, so we'll be able to catch up our team really quickly. If I was in a slow tank, I never would have stayed up the hill, because you would have just, you would have wasted your game at that point, because once you're there, the damage could all gone. But I have the mobility to catch up, so that's why I was able to do that quite comfortably. So yeah, so we're moving in. We see this stone cold. I'm still waiting for my 3rd shot to go in, and then we're going to try and put some shots into this guy. Just going to wait. I don't want to waste my reload now, so we'll wait for that to go in. I'll put one in. Now this is where I probably should have finished him off, but I didn't want to waste my reload, and I was kind of thinking one of my team would get a shot into him, and annoyingly, he gets a shot into me, and then we shot too early anyway, so we wasted all that time reloading, where we should have just killed him, and then we wouldn't have hit a shot of damage. But, that's the joy of the auto reloader, sometimes that happens. So, it's 9 vs 8, it's still pretty close, even though we won a lot of the hill, obviously, it is still a close game. But I'm going to try and move in now, deal with these light tanks first, and then see if we can create 2 angles on the remaining heavy tanks, which are fighting down the banana. Like I say, I'm just seeing if we can get a shot in. Being a little bit careful not to throw my tank away, because I do want to make sure I get the win. We see this hawk, we've got an opportunity to kill him, which we do, and now we're going to move down and shoot the guys which are fighting them banana, and hopefully catch them off guard. Let's say, so we move round, going to try and just get a shot in, move straight out, but this T-57 is facing my way. He's a very, very nasty tank. I don't want to, be sitting there brawling with him, because I'd lose a lot of my hit points, but he gets taken out. So we're now going to try and get a shot through the cupola of this Polish CS59. Unfortunately, that one bounces. So yeah, we're just going to see. We're waiting to see if we could get a different shot to finish off. Because both of these guys are one shots. We do take him out. We don't wait for a shell, because I didn't want to waste that opportunity. It might not happen again. So we managed to take him out, putting us up to 3,500 damage. And like it's looking more positive. It is still close. It's a 4 vs 4. But I'm feeling fairly confident at this point. I'm going to try and move around and deal with this IS-3, which I know is not paying attention to myself. So we get one in, we'll try and finish him off. He gets shut down by our team. I do waste that shot, which is a bit annoying. And now I'm getting pushed by this full health IS-3. But I'm thinking, if I move around, the time he gets to me, I'll be able to dump a clip into him, eat a shell off of him, and then just drive off, lose him, reload, come back and deal with him, because he's got a lot of hit points. The rest of my team's not that close to him, so I'm thinking I'll be able to get all of his health. Now he actually fires HG at me, so I didn't even lose that much hit points, so I'm just going to stay here, get my shots in. He's actually tracked in place. Like I say, now he could chase me all day, he's not going to catch me, so I'm going to run off, just wait till I get my full clip in. And this is quite a nice situation, because although I have to wait a while to be reloaded, it doesn't really matter, because I don't feel like my team's going to come in and take the damage, because they're not close enough. So I know that I've got time to wait to get the full reload out, and then I'll be able to take him out, really. So to say, he's not going to get away from us. We know he's around one of these corners, and we've got the hit points to just stand in front of him, let him shoot us, and then finish him off. So there he is. He's actually running away, so he's not going to get a shot into us. We get one in. We're hoping to, we did get one in, but we're hoping to finish him off, and we do. And that's the end of the game and the end of the video. So we've got one thing left to do, get to the results, see how we got on. and we picked up 5 kills, 1 short of the Top Gun, 5,476 damage, ace tanker, high caliber. So yeah, on a map which is probably not known for being good for this tank type of tanks, yeah, I think we had a decent game. Hope you enjoyed that one, and as always, yeah, happy tanking.